had to go and write another one, I couldn't just live it, cause I've been cursed with the pen. Yo, say that again, you wrote the dopest poetry and you're wishing that it would end. But see, the journey is the pleasure, now I cannot pretend, and so I'm stuck writing riddles until fuck knows when.
Sweet. So, I'm so excited to chat with you. I'm
Yeah, thanks,
really glad
man.
it worked out.
Yeah, I'm
That's
excited for this too. Yeah.
cool. So I'm just looking over the questions I sent here. Any questions on these questions?
Nah, they're good,
I
man.
want to just jump in. Okay.
Yeah, they're
Sweet.
good. I haven't really
Cool.
looked at them long. I just was like, okay, sweet, here they are, and then I just thought I'd leave it
No,
till
no,
now
same.
to make it raw. You know what I mean? Rather than think about it all day.
No, for sure. Cool. Awesome. Well, I will just start recording here. And then I'll send you like a link to the audio after, probably tomorrow because it's late here.
Yeah, that's all good.
Sweet.
What time is it for you?
It's just about 11:30.
Oh, that's
so
not
it's
too
really
bad.
good after this.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's not too bad. That's why once we figured out the differences, like
Yeah.
that worked just fine. So, anyways, cool, awesome. So, like I said, really excited to chat with you. I'm gonna just start going through these questions, and I know it'll just flow like a conversation no matter what. So let's just get into it. Sweet. So first of all, who is Army of One?
That is me, actually, which is kind of funny. I've never really thought about it like that. But Army of One is just the online persona that I've had for a long time. And when I went to record music, finally, it just made sense to use that as the moniker. You know what I mean? Because people already referred to me as it, and I couldn't really think of anything else to use as a rap name.
Yeah, because it's your RuneScape name.
Yes.
Is it? So it's the.
That's where it
the
was
name that you
first.
used. Sick. Cool. So it's been your RuneScape name, and then just been your handle online in general.
Yep. Used it for pretty much everything else after that.
Cool. Was there any kind of inspiration to it, or like origin to it, or
Yes.
nothing too deep?
So, back in 2010, I was at the Slayer Tower. This is going to sound crazy, right? And I was watching this dude who was higher level than me kill Bloodvelds, and I right-clicked him, and his name was Team of One. I thought, that's a pretty cool fucking name. And then a couple of weeks later, I'm at like some family friend's house, and I'm like flicking through their PS3 games, and I see Army of Two, which came out in 2007, and then 12-year-old me actually, was like, what if I combine these two? And then I changed my name, and it was available, which is a fucking miracle, honestly, because name changing had been out for like 2 years at that point. So I got really lucky getting the name.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
It's better than I could have ever imagined.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? Like 2 fucking video games, one of which I've never even played to this day.
Fabulous. Oh, okay, great. So cool. So tell me about this latest project, this latest EP.
So the bridge is 3 songs, 2 of which I made last year, right around the time I was finishing up Leave the City. And the other one, the first track, is one that I wrote right after I put it out. So the bridge and 2014, I kind of did those in the same week, because I had the whole Leave the City album written, and all I was waiting on was guest features, because Crunkle wanted to redo his stuff on Scribbling at that time, so I was waiting for that. And I wanted to like write and record some more stuff because I was like feeling inspired, but I didn't have anywhere to put it because the album track list was finished, like 14 songs. I'd already got them all. So I kind of just made those 2 songs, put them to the side for like 6 months, and then came back to it at the start of this year when I got Writer's Block 2.
Fabulous. So I'm gonna follow up on that instead of going to the third question. So what kind of made it time then for this to come out? Was it just waiting on other folks, or because you
on this
make
one
these songs and they're fresh? Yeah, on this one.
Yeah, well, I knew I wanted to do a 3-track EP because I think those are like a really nice bite-sized project that fits between album releases, do an album EP. I think that's a really, fun way to keep the creativity flowing, and keep yourself putting stuff out even though the albums take so much longer. So, what was I going to say? Yeah, so I knew I wanted 3 songs for the EP. I only had 2. I was making songs occasionally throughout the rest of the year, but then when I got Writer's Block 2 and I had it recorded and finished, I was like, this might actually fit that EP that I have sitting on my hard drive that's been like sitting there for 6 months. So I put them in a little playlist on my phone, listened to it through. I had writer's block 2 at the end at that point. I was like, no, this doesn't work as an ending. So I just moved it up to the top, and bang, it worked. And I was like, okay, sweet, that's the EP. And then I had to get it mastered and make the video and everything. So that's what held it up.
Sweet. The rest is history.
Yeah, man.
Cool. What is your mission with your music?
Creativity, really. Because when I was in high school, English was my favorite subject. I used to love writing. Even as a kid, like that was when we were busting out the writing books at age 8, I was like, fuck yeah, this is my shit. And I'm about to cream everyone with these like sick stories that I'm about to write. It's always been writing for me. So when high school finished, I didn't have anything to write. I didn't have like English assessments to write, which was basically what I was living for at that time. And I just wanted to continue writing, and I'd fallen in love with rap music in the middle of high school, so it kind of made sense to combine them. And so the mission for rap really is just to express how I feel and write and like demonstrate that this is something that I can do and good at, and that I'm good at as well. I think I'm good at it.
You are good at it.
Cheers, man.
I basically only encountered your music this year, and
Yep.
As someone who'd never encountered your music before, the thing that stood out to me the most was your writing. So
Yeah.
that's really cool to hear. It's gone back as far as that.
What
So,
I think the best thing that someone said to me during the creation of the album was, I'd sent it to the guy who mastered it, who was also the guy who sings on track 10, Stairs, Oddhead. I sent that to him. He'd never heard my music before. And the first thing he said back to me, this writing is excellent. And I was like, holy shit. Because this guy has his own music too. He makes rock music, and it's fucking great. And then he said that to me, and I was like, holy shit, this is wild. I used to listen to this dude's music 10 years ago, when I was 15. And now he says my writing's excellent. I just couldn't fucking hardly believe it, honestly.
that's unreal.
Shout out to Tom, man. He's such a fucking cool cunt.
Shout out. Okay, so this next question was what music inspired you on your journey, but I kind of want to open that up too, because inspiration can kind of come from anywhere. So I guess this is more about what is it, whatever that means to you, that inspires you on this journey that you're on.
I have a page-long list of all the artists that inspired me in chronological order from when I first heard them. Do you want me to read it out?
Yes.
Okay, let me find it. It's in my hard drive. Hold up. Let me find it. I'm sorry, I should have been ready. Sorry, man.
Hey, that's all right.
And this is the actual printout that I have. Okay. Leave the City was inspired... This is going to be long. Leave the City was inspired by either consciously or subconsciously in the order that they inspired me. Eminem, Regicidal, all other members of D12, Mike Shinoda of Linkin Park and Fort Minor, Tarkan Ryu of Styles of Beyond, Lupe Fiasco, Jay-Z, Foxy Brown, Memphis Bleak, Source Money, Big Jazz, formerly known as Jazz O, Royce da 5'9" of Slaughterhouse and Prime, Kendrick Lamar, Macklemore and Ryan Lewis, King Crooked, formerly known as Crooked Eye of Slaughterhouse, Joe Budden and Joel Ortiz of Slaughterhouse, Busta Rhymes, Mac Lethal, Tech 9, Black Thought of The Roots, Yellow Wolf, Obi Trice, DJ Premier of Gangstar and Prime, Ab-Soul, Mac Miller, Schoolboy Q, J Electronica, Zoo Surf, Ransom, Tyler Joseph and Josh Dunn of 21 Pilots, if you want to believe that, Drake, all 9 members of the Wu-Tang Clan, the Notorious B.I.G., Nas, Rhapsody, Chance the Rapper, Saba, Vic Mensa, Childish Gambino, Action Bronson, Common, Kanye West, J. Cole, Dr. Dre, Guru of Gangstar, Anderson .Paak, LP of Company Flow and Run the Jewels, Killer Mike of Run the Jewels, Thundercat, Travis Scott, J-Rock, all 4 members of A Tribe Called Quest, Logic, Mos Def of Black Star, Malik B of The Roots, Freddie Gibbs, Pusha T and No Malice, formerly known as Malice of Clips, KRS-One of Boogie Down Productions, MF Doom, Clipping, Talib Kweli of Reflection Eternal and Black Star, Nick Caution, Andre 3000 and Big Boy of Outkast, Open Mike Eagle, Aesop Rock, Earl Sweatshirt, Havoc and Prodigy of Mobb Deep, all 4 members of the Goody Mob, Joey Badass, Capital Steez, Big Juss of Company Flow, Chuck D of Public Enemy, No Name, Lil Wayne, Isaiah Rashad, Danny Brown, Bumpy Knuckles, formerly known as Freddie Fox, all 3 members of Injury Reserve, Rap Ferreira, formerly known as Milo, Sampha, Pete Rock and CL Smooth, John Wayne, DMX, all vocal members of Brockhampton, Vince Staples, Big Lenbo, J-Roo the Damager, Tyler the Creator, all 3 members of Little Brother, Redman, Buckshot of Black Moon, Pharaoh Monch of Organized Confusion, Big Crit, Big L, Eric B and Rakim, Cos, Murs, Chuck Strangers, Prince Poe of Organized Confusion, Jean Grey, Quelle Chris, Big Pun, Blue in Exile, Denzel Curry, Reason, Tom Scott and the Avondale Bowling Club Band, JID, 21 Savage, Little Sims, Slow Tie, Vast Air and Vaudel Mega of Cannibal Ox, all 3 members of Cunning Linguists, JME, Stormzy, Future, Westside Gun, Conway the Machine, Benny the Butcher, Flying Lotus, Beats by Tickle and Ian Fire, Slug of Atmosphere, Pimp C and Bun B of UGK, Thess 1 and Double K of People Under the Stairs, Russ, Navy Blue, Cottage, NF, all other members of Leaders of the New School, Crunkle, Andrew Manzani, Oddhead, Mac Homie, IDK, Dave, Baldy James, Carr, Baby Keem, Wiki of Rat King, Fly Anakin, Billy Woods, Cloudy, Red Veil, Rock Marciano, and The Game.
Wow.
That was
incredible.
a bit self-indulgent, I'm sorry, but I don't want to leave anyone out.
No, of course. I was gonna ask, is that the first time you've read that list out loud?
Yes, it is.
Awesome. Cool. Well, quite a huge range in there. I'm not familiar with everybody that you mentioned, but just listening, that was enough to hear. That's quite a time range.
Yeah, and I can tell you every year what year I was inspired by that artist as well. I'm a bit of a freak with like music dates and stuff like that.
Nah, I get it. Cool. Sweet. Well, that was incredible.
Thank you.
That speaks a lot to your dedication to this that you have that's so detailed out. So thank you. Love it. So with all of that in mind, are there any of those artists in particular that the songs on the bridge you kind of look to or think of, or do you not think of your influences that way?
I don't know. I'll sometimes kind of use a line from an artist I'm inspired by. Kind of try and see if I could flip it differently. I know there's an LP line that I used on the bridge somewhere. I can't remember it now. Oh yeah, when I say teenage poetry at the end of 2014, I got that from an LP song. So I might. So that's one for sure. But I can't really think of any others right now, other than like Regicidal, obviously, who's at the start of the list, and also I got on the first song of the bridge.
Sweet. Cool. All right. Well, moving on to the next question here. What are you most excited for audiences to hear or experience of a new EP?
The video, honestly. I'm super excited by the music video. That's my first music video. That's my first attempt to like visualize the music. And it's not like the most insane or complicated video in the world, but I'm really proud of it and really excited by it. And I just want people to see that and watch it and tell me what they think, honestly. That's what I'm most excited about. Because the song with that video too is, I think, the best song. So I think that's like the package that I want to get out there.
Where can people find?
That's on YouTube, and I've also posted like reels from it on my Instagram. But yeah, the full video is on YouTube.
Cool. I guess I'll ask about that. How did that aspect of the project come together?
So
Video portion.
my brother used to make films in high school, and now he makes YouTube videos. So he has like cameras and editing knowledge and all kinds of cool stuff. That's my younger brother Matthew. I approached him to make a video, and he seemed down because I didn't ask for anything crazy. So once I'd got the song, he actually mastered the whole EP. He wanted to master the EP after he heard my album, so I gave him the tracks to master. And once we'd done that, I was like, yeah, let's do this video. I want to do one for Writer's Block. And he's like, okay, what do you want to do? And I said, I just want to, like, simple as walk towards the camera while I rap it. So about 2 weeks later, he was hauling ass backwards, holding a gimbal with a camera on it, pointed at me, looking over his shoulder every 2 seconds, trying not to fucking run into anybody, while I'm, like, walking along the street with people and cars, rapping my words out loud. That's how the video pretty much came together. Then he edited it after that.
What was that like?
That was
walking down the street.
It was kind of interesting. I kind of just put my AirPods in, had the song going so I could like lip sync to it properly, and I kind of just ignored everything else. I was really getting into it, you know, like the hand motions and stuff. I didn't pre-think any of that. That's just what comes to me when I hear lines that excite me, and I guess my own lines excited me enough to like do some hand motions. But yeah, that was really it. It was kind of cool. It was fucking hot too. The sun was blasting, and I had to have that the jacket on because it's from the Leave the City album cover.
Awesome. I can't wait to check it out.
Yeah, man.
So speaking of album visuals, I wanted to ask about the album art for the EP.
Yeah.
Is that a photo that you took?
Yep.
Is that somewhere nearby you?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
That's a photo I took during the second lockdown that we had here in New Zealand. So I took that photo in August of 2021, so a while ago now. Because I used to go for walks a lot with headphones on, like on the weekends when I was just at home. I would chuck the headphones on and go for an hour-long walk or a 45-minute walk just to listen to an album with no distractions. And when lockdown happened, obviously we're stuck at home, you were allowed to go for walks as long as you social distanced and had a mask and all that. So one of those walks I was on, I just was standing at the end of that bridge, which is a park near my house. That park's actually pretty significant to me because that's where like me and my wife first hung out when we like first started dating. I took that photo and just kept it on my phone for ages. I usually take photos of random stuff because, oh, that looks cool. That maybe I'll use that for an album cover or something one day. And then when I was just digging through my phone, fuck, I need a cover for this EP. Oh, bang, there it was.
Dang, there it was. Cool. So you mentioned a little bit on this EP that you wrote 2 of the songs within a week. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask a little bit more about that. Like, how does a song typically come together for you, and just about your songwriting process in general? It can be about with this. You kind of talked about this EP in general, so it can, if you want to talk about Leave the City or whatever.
So how I usually write is it's beat first, pretty much always. There's been like 1 or 2 exceptions, but it's beat first because those are all YouTube beats that I use, right? So I just looking for type beats. What I used to do is type it in like this artist type beat, and there's just loads of crap. It's like a terrible beat with 2 million views. So what I managed to do was finally find a few good ones, and then subscribe to those guys. And then every day there's like 2 or 3 fresh beats in my subscription feed. So I'll play them occasionally, and then when I find ones I like, I'll put them in a playlist on YouTube, and then I'll listen through those. And if I get particularly inspired by one, I'll just open up my notes app on my phone and start writing to it, pretty much wherever I am, work, home. Even in the fucking car, I would like dictate rhymes to the notes app while I'm driving with my voice. I'll say it like one word at a time really slowly so it can hear me, just because I've got to get the words out when I'm inspired by it. But that's usually how a song comes together. Yeah, I'll usually have a whole verse pour out in one go if it's a good verse that I want to keep. If I struggle with it, it's usually not good at all anyway.
Great principle, love it. So what themes are important to you in your music?
What themes?
Yeah, and that could be for your writing, I guess. That would make more sense. What themes are important to you in your writing?
Well, that's a tough one. I'm not really sure because all I really do is here's something that I'm pissed off about. I'm gonna write this sick rap about it so I feel better. That's usually what that's how Leave the City happened, because that like the subjects of those songs are things that I've been pissed off about for a couple of years now, with the exception of like December 15th. But themes that are important, I guess, for me, reflection and introspection, and just like those are usually where I go to get the best stuff for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. So this question, I was just curious, just based where you're located.
Yep.
Is there a local music scene where you're at? And if so, what's it like?
If there is, I haven't seen it. There are artists in Auckland, but I haven't like met any. I met this one guy at my sister's old flat who made music, and yeah, he left and I never seen him again. And I haven't done any like gigs or anything, so I haven't met local artists like that. I'm pretty sure I know there must be some, but I haven't really run into any. I haven't made music with anyone in real life since like then, and that was late 2021.
Oh man. So how do you connect with some of your collaborators on the past record?
So Crunkle I met on Discord, which sounds wild, but yeah, I met him through a RuneScape Discord because he made RuneScape YouTube videos for a while as well, and he put out a RuneScape rap in April 2021, and I was like, fuck, this man's just gonna end my whole career. But then we got to talking, and it turns out he's like the coolest motherfucker on the planet. And he just wanted to like connect. Like that same month, he was like, bro, here's 3 beats, pick one, we're gonna make a fucking song. And then we made a song, and it's just been going from there ever since. I'll be like writing something like, bro, hear this, and he'll write something and be like, bro, hear this. So that's how I linked up with Crunkle. Regicidal, I've been a fan of since 2013. I listened to his RuneScape raps when they came out, and I was like the biggest supporter, the biggest fan of those. So I just like hung around him like a bad smell for the last 10 or so years in his Twitch chat, and then eventually he made me mod, and then I started making music, and I asked him to get on, and he did. So that was fucking cool, like a big ass full circle moment for me. Oddhead
Awesome.
used to record under UBS, and he collaborated with Regicidal and mastered his songs back in the day, 2013. About 2021, he transitioned into rock music because he went off the radar for ages, at least like on a public thing, because I didn't know him, so I couldn't message him. He came back with some rock music in 2021, and then the year after that, I hit him up because he'd already like heard some of the music me and Lee had made. I was like, bro, do you want to sing on this song? And he was like, sure, man. And then he sung on Stairs That I Burnt to Ashes, which was amazing. And then when I finished the album, he was on the album, so I was like, I better send him the full thing to see what he thinks. And he was like, yo, these could use a mix to really pop. And I was like, thanks, you're mixing my album. And then who was the last one? Andrew Manzani. Yes, I met him through YouTube because him and I both make Snowflake Iron Man old school RuneScape videos. He commented on one of my videos. His name on YouTube is Lavi Bawim. He's like a fellow small creator. He messaged me and then we just became friends. And then yeah, we were in the same RuneScape Discords, and then we were like chatting about music and stuff, and then we made a song together, and then we made this song together that's on Leave the City. So, and I think that's everyone I've got to collab with right now. That's out.
Sweet. That's out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I know it's easy sometimes to, put something out and then start talking about the next thing, but I gotta ask, what's next for Army of One?
So, the guy who made the beat for Auckland NZ, that's a guy called Prod by LMO. He's one of the only producers on Leave the City who actually got back to me when I like messaged him and said, hey bro, I bought some of your beats, thanks for making cool shit. He's been sending me beat packs every month since October, and there's been some fucking insane beats in there. I just recorded to one today actually. So what's next, I think, it depends on how fast this happens, because another project might take precedence if the words fall out of the sky for it, but I want to make a full project with him. And I've already got like 6 beats that I think are going to fit. I just have to write to them. So that's probably what's next. On top of other music that I make from other producers. Because I'm still like checking the beats on my YouTube feed. And every time I hear a good one of those, I'm like, oh fuck, let's make a mean song to it. That's how that Alonism song happened. And that's not part of the Prod by LMO project. That's like, I got 2 running simultaneously. But I've only got like 1-2 songs for each so far.
Oh man, the hustle never stops.
No, and
Keep
it's just an urge to write and create, It's not me like forcing myself to do it. If I haven't written a song for 2 weeks, I'm like fucking sad about it. So I'll load up some beats and see what happens.
Fabulous. That's the end of my questions that I had for you, but holy cow, what a pleasure. That was
cheers,
really
man.
Great. Thank you for sharing.
No worries.
Yeah. Sweet. Is there anything else that you want to just mention about the album or any plugs? You kind of did some plugs, but anything else you want to add?
I'm so proud of Leave the City, eh? Like, if you told me 2 years ago, if you'd played it for me 2 years ago and told me that it was my album, I don't know if I'd have believed you, because I can hardly believe that I wrote it sometimes. I'm like, just like, holy shit, I finally did it, because I've been wanting to make rap music the longest. Like high school, when I had no mic and nothing, I was like, yeah, write this rap, and nothing was ever good, and I sounded terrible, so I just stopped. But I eventually just knuckled down and got it done. So I'm just really proud of Leave the City. That's like my opus that I hope I can beat one day. But even if I can't, I've got it here, and I've got it now, and I'm like, never gonna worry that I can't do this again. You know what I mean?
Oh man, that's really inspiring. Seriously.
Do you have
it's fabulous. I love it.
Do you have a favorite song on Leave the City? I ask everyone this question.
Yeah, Benny.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, right. You said earlier. Yeah, man.
Well, I wouldn't. Let me actually look at the track list.
Yeah.
It stood out to me the most, but I think, let's see. I think maybe either 10 years ago or definitely Benny.
I'm so glad you said 10 years ago, because I've been waiting 6 months for someone to say that's their favorite song.
Looks like I've got the whole first half of the album saved.
Yeah, sweet, man. That means a lot. That's crazy. Thank you. And that's on Spotify, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because 10 years ago when I got that song, I knew it was the intro from the rip, and I was like, okay, I've got this intro. I knew I had the album when I had 10 years ago, and that one just came out of nowhere, really, while I was driving home from my sister's place. Like, the words came in my head, so when I got home I just wrote them down, and I knew I had to shout it because it needed energy behind it. I knew I wanted like an energetic opener, so when I got home, it's like getting dark, and I just loaded up the mic. I don't even think I turned the lights on. I just started like yelling into the fucking microphone, and then I had that song that day. I don't even think I re-recorded it. I might have done, but that might have been the final take. That was like last May.
Fabulous. My 2014 is my favorite song on the EP.
Yeah, that's cool,
But-
man. I'm glad you like that one.
Yeah, very cool. Anyways, no, this was a real pleasure.
Yeah, man.
This is I won't take up too much more of your time, but no, thank you so much. I'll send you what I've got from this.
Sweet, man.
Yeah, like I said, I'll edit something and then post it on my blog. Do you want to see it before I post it, or do you want me to just send the link when it's up?
You can just send the link when it's up, honestly.
Sweet. Cool.
Man, it's been
Okay,
it's been
well,
so
have a-
great. It's been so great to talk to you and to talk about my music because I don't really get a chance to talk about it at length, you know what I mean? So it's been really cool. Thank you, man. I appreciate this.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Thanks for being available. Have a good rest of your evening.
Yeah, you too, man. Have a good one.